Hello everyone and welcome to video 139. This is Noah and Bill. Today we are reading When Otis Courted Mama by Kathi Appelt. Okay. This kid is funny now. He's on the couch out in the living room. I'll show him a book and I say, okay, let's go. And he just gets up and starts walking down the hallway, comes in and sits down at the desk. And it's awesome. When Otis Courted Mama by Kathi Appelt. Before Otis, Cardinal had a mostly wonderful life. He had a perfectly good mama and a perfectly good daddy. Both his perfectly good mama and his perfectly good daddy adored him. And Cardinal adored them too, with good reason. I don't know why you need so many books. Cardinal's perfectly good daddy made the most fantastic jalapeno flapjacks with just the right amount of saguaro syrup. He was the master at playing zig-the-zag across the hot, burning sand without leaving a single paw print. Best of all, when his perfectly good daddy howled, the stars shimmered and the moon beamed. Cardinal felt loved through and through. The only problem was that Cardinal's perfectly good daddy lived in a different part of the desert. Cardinal had to share him with his perfectly nice stepmama, Lulu. Yes, you didn't even look at these yet. You didn't even look at those yet. Lulu and his perfectly cute stepbrother, little Frankie. But Cardinal was mostly used to it. What? This one first. Besides, he only stayed there part of the time. The rest of the time, he lived on the other side of the desert, where he had his perfectly good mama all to himself. Cardinal's mama was a champion scout. She knew how to hunt down pack rats and chuckwallas. Even the sneakiest rattlesnakes couldn't hide from her. Cardinal's tummy was always full. She was also a master artist. She painted the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Everyone agreed her paintings were something to see. Best of all, when his perfectly good mama smiled, the moon, the stars, even the planets glowed. Cardinal felt warm and safe. Yep, apart from a few stickers, burrs, and occasional sand fleas, Cardinal's life was mostly wonderful. But all of that was before Otis, their new neighbor, showed up at their door. Otis came by their den just as the sun was setting, holding a handful of Otilo flowers in one paw and a bag full of cactus candies in the other. Cardinal felt a grr from his throat, but Mama seemed delighted. Otis wasn't the first coyote to come courting Cardinal's mama. First, there had been Cleburne, who was quite a dancer. He and Mama danced all over the mesa. But the more Cleburne danced, the more he slobbered. We could do without Cleburne, agreed Mama. Then there was Pierre, who played the accordion so sweetly that even the scorpions swooned, but talked about conceited. Cardinal got tired of hearing Pierre talk about Pierre. Me too, said Mama. This one first. Finally, there was Professor Coot. He was quite distinguished, but he was the expert on everything. The flowers, the rocks, the planets, even the sticker burrs and sand fleas. Professor Coot was constantly correcting Cardinal. Enough, said Mama. But now, here was Otis. Otis wasn't at all like Cleburne, Pierre, or Professor Coot, but he also wasn't like Cardinal's perfectly good daddy. Otis could make jalapeno flapjacks worth beans. When he played zig-the-zag, he left paw prints all over the hot, burning sand, and his howl sounded like he had rocks in the back of his throat. Cardinal expected his mama to say, we could do without Otis. He waited and waited and waited, but adios, Otis never came. So Cardinal went on alert. His fur bristled, his ears lay back, his grrr got louder. He put Otis on notice. A lesser coyote might have given up, but not Otis. He knew that Cardinal was one tough little hombre. So first he stirred up a batch of prickly pear pudding. Cardinal took a bite. His taste buds hummed. Yes. It also turned out that Otis was a terrific pouncer. He pounced straight up into the air as if he had springs in his legs. Then he came back down fast as a shooting star. Cardle had to admit he was somewhat impressed. Nevertheless, Cardle kept expecting his mama to say adios, Otis. But when these words went unspoken, Cardle's grr stayed put. Then one evening, Otis told Cardle and Mama the funniest stories. Stories about horned toads and chaparrals and little coyotes with big grrs. Cardle couldn't help it. He howled with laughter. Those stories settled on Cardle's fur like a warm blanket. Even the moon seemed to smile. Before Otis left that night, he grabbed Cardle's paw and shook it. Coyote to coyote, Cardle's grr got softer and softer and softer until it disappeared altogether. A few moons later, Otis asked Mama to marry him. Cardle and Otis waited and waited and waited. The sun rose, the sun set, the stars shimmered in the desert sky. Finally, all the planets lined up just right. Then, yes, Mama said at last. She smiled the biggest smile Cardle had ever seen. He looked at Otis, whose grin was just as wide. Then Mama and Otis both looked at Cardle, and he smiled right along with them. After Otis, Cardle still had a perfectly good daddy and a perfectly good mama, a perfectly nice stepmama, and a perfectly cute stepbrother. But now Cardle also had someone else. Otis. In life, sticker burrs and sand fleas aside, it was mostly wonderful. That was a good book. That was When Otis Courted Mama by Kathi Appelt. Huh? Isn't that a good book? So some of these books, I must have got these books out of the area in the library about death or about divorce. You know, some of the things that could be negative in this world, and putting a spin on it so kids can understand it. So that's the last couple of books have all been about. So, anyways, pretty good book. Good artwork too. So what do you think, bud? Huh? You had a good day? You had a good day. Yeah. Sounds like at school he's sitting down and you're paying attention to your work a little bit better and longer, which is really, really nice. I'm very proud of you for that, bud. Because sitting still has not always been his strong point, so it's good. That's one of the reasons why we do this every day. We want to grow your brain, and we want you to be able to sit still and learn for longer periods of time. So, right? High five? That's right. Can you say goodbye? Come on, say goodbye. Everybody's waiting for you to say goodbye. You can do it. Come on, say goodbye. Yeah, that's a big smile right there. You know exactly what I want, but you just don't want to do it. That's okay. All right, guys, like always, like, share, Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go to noahsgear.com. Check it out. All right. Until tomorrow. You already said goodbye. All right. Yeah. It was a good Thursday. If I don't speak to you before, have a good weekend. All right. See ya.